Hi, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed my first video, and if you're new to this, then welcome to this one. So I'm Kelly, I'm the creator of Kay's Creations, and I am just sat here getting ready for this week's craft that I'm taking into schools, and I thought I'd take you on the journey like I did with the ghosts. So we have the 11th of November coming up, and as most of you will be aware, that's Remembrance Day. So I did this last year and I wanted to do it again this year. We're going to make poppies. We're going to make poppies. So these are last year's ones. They're felt. The children sewed each of those together and then with a straight stitch. That is a pipe cleaner middle and a pipe cleaner stick. Now this was last year's. Not many of my children were in the club last year, but some were. So what I want to do is sew something different. I try to keep things going so different things get learnt at different times. And this, can you see? Sorry, the sun's in the way and I don't want to stop it coming in. This is this year's one. The little black button in the middle. It's made of felt. There's a needle in the back like you would with the normal ones. This is for the older children. And then I'm going to show you a version which I haven't made yet, so we're going to do that one together with cardboard, and it will be made exactly the same way as the felt one. It just means that there isn't so much needlework or threading or so let's start this. So what I've done first is, I don't know if you can see, but I have drawn circles onto a piece of felt with just a normal lid. So I'm going to put that one to one side because, as always, here's some I did earlier. So we need 5 of these. 3, 4, 5. I will get the children to cut these out. So although I am going to cut 4 out for the children, I am going to get them to cut 1 of them out so that they can work on their cutting skills as well. Because everything I do does have a meaning behind it or a learning skill behind it. And there's a few in this. So anyway, so we have our 5. So what we're going to do first is 4 of them. We're going to fold in half and then fold in half again and really press it down just to give it that fold as such. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry if they open back up, it is literally just to give them that fold so that when we're working with them it just makes it a little bit easier. So what we're going to do, we are going to take a needle and thread. I've doubled this up, put a knot at the end, and I'm going to make that quite a big knot because we use what I call children's needles. They are real needles, but they are bigger. They have bigger holes in the end. I'm sure they may have another technical name, but I call them the children's needles. So yeah, so as they are a bit bigger, we need to make a bit of a bigger knot at the end. So I tend to knot it 2 or 3 times. Some of the children can do this. Otherwise it's, Kelly, can you thread my needle for me, please? And I do it so many times, but I do encourage them to try as well. As long as they've tried, my motto is, as long as they've tried, I am more than happy to help. So what we're going to do, we have a black button. I suppose you could use any colour button, but I'm just going to use a black button as we're doing poppies. So we are going to pin our quarters down. Can you see that? I'm going to put a pin in. So while we're doing this, the children are learning new skills all the time, and one of them being where to put a pin without sticking it in yourself. The other thing I just want to point out is that all the openings, so this bit, are all going to go the same way. So one side isn't open, one side is open. So we put an open part, we put a non-open, and then we're going to put the pin in. I also teach the children about sharpness of pins, and if it isn't a very sharp pin and it doesn't go through the material properly, then we get rid, basically. So again, the open section, the folded section, and that will go in next. So we have an open and an unopen, and that will go in there. Okay, another pin, in it goes. I teach them about weaving, so the weaving of putting a pin in. Some of the children that have been with me for a while will know how to do this, and the new ones I will just take a little bit of extra care with. I tend to have the new ones sit with me, but like I said, with children's development and knowing where somebody is or a child is, I will offer this one, but I will also offer the version of the cardboard one as well, with this one mainly being aimed at the older range, so the 9, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. Saying that, I have got some very clever 5-year-olds as well that would be quite happy to do this, and I am more than happy to support them with that. So it sits like that. Okay, we're all ready. So I don't know what it's doing on the video, but, and I'm sure I'll have a see in a minute, but that sun keeps going in and out. So who can sew a button on? Because I'm about to teach your 8, 9, 10-year-old, and maybe those that are younger, how to put a button on. Okay, we're going to go in the back, and we're going to go through one of the petals at the end, right on the dart, just there. Doesn't have to be perfect. As I always say, I'm working with children. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for creativity and how they do it, and learning. So we've pulled our needle all the way through. We're going to pop our button on and let it drop. Then we're going to put the needle through the opposite hole. So not the one next to it, the opposite hole, and through it goes. And put it down. And we're going to do the same with the petals. So we've gone for that petal there is where we've started. We're going to go the one across it, so the one opposite it, and we're going to stick our needle just in that tip again and out the back. We'll just tidy that up and make sure it's not all twisted. And we've done our first stitch of putting a button on. We're then going to go back through the back, and this time we're going to go through one of the ends that we haven't already gone through. Pull that through. Oh, tidy our thread up. Pull that through. Push it through an empty hole. And again, we're going to go opposite. So the hole that we've just come through there, we're then going to go opposite. Put our needle through. And then the end of that petal. So, and put it through. Tidy up the threads again and put it through. We've done the first part of putting button on. So now we're going to go back to our first point, which is there. So we're going to go through our first point again. I have taught the children that if it won't go through, that we push it on the table. You do you, and I'll do me. So it goes through there, it goes through the button. We're going opposite again, through the opposite hole, put it through, put it through the end of the petal that was opposite, put it through. Then we're going to go a quarter. We can see that it's almost made a square anyway. So we're going to go through there, we're going to go through the end again. I do this in stages. I know you can go through the petal and through the button at the same time, but for for the children, it's easy if we do step by step by step, and trying to get them to go through the petal and the button. For some it would be absolutely fine, but for others it's about breaking those steps right down. So we'll go through the petal first, then we'll go through the hole, then we'll go through the other hole, through the petal, for some reason it doesn't want to go through, so I'm going to take my fingers away from it, push my needle on the table until it comes through. There you go. Now we're going to do that quarter turn again, and we're going to put through the leaf. So look, we've made a square on the back. Can you see? We've made a square. So then we're going to go through the other petal, through the hole. I'm going to do this one more time, through the button, through the petal, and out the back. There we go. We've just sewn a button on. That seemed a bit complicated. Please let me know, and I'll see if I can do it again, and try and see if I can get it a bit clearer. So to finish this off, what we do is not take it off because it's doubled. So what we're going to do is just make a little stitch in the felt. It's not going anywhere, it's just going through the felt. We're going to pull it through, and then we're going to put our needle through the loop that we've just made and pull it, and that has just made a knot. Now some people will just do one. I tend to stick to two because I don't know, I just feel it's a little bit more secure. So like I said, go through the felt. It's not going anywhere, we're just making a little stitch in the felt, and then we've got our loop. We are then going to put our needle through that loop and pull it out. We now have a secure button, just like that. There we go. Your son, daughter, whoever it may be in my craft session has just sewn on a button. And I know lots of adults that can't do that. I am not, again, looking for perfection. These buttons will be loose, these buttons will not hold it together, but as long as they're in the end of each petal and they have given it a go, that's all I want right now. That's absolutely all I want, because the more I do these and the more I put them into projects, the more the young person will learn how to make that button, or how to sew on a button, sorry. So now what we do is we take the pins out, because each one of those ends is secure. We fluff up and we have a poppy. Isn't that cute? Now there'll be a few different ways that I'll do this, because they will be the older ones using these. They'll either be given a pin. I always give them with the bits on so they know where to find them, and we'll do the normal thread it through their coats so that we can pin it on their coats, or they'll just take it home like that. It depends on whether it's one of my younger ones or one of my older ones. I may even, when I take them out to their parents, I may even give the parent the pin so that they can put it where they want to put it, whether it be on their coat, their jumper, or whatever it may be. Now if you're doing these at home, and if you're an adult, maybe children as well, if you're an adult working with a child, or your son or your daughter or whoever it may be, you can buy these. So they're little like safety clips. There we go. And you can either hand sew them on, because there's holes in there already. Oh, can't do it up. There we go. You can either hand sew them on because there's already little holes in there, or you could super glue them, or the other thing is you can put it on the back, take a scrap bit, make a little long bit and glue that down. I'd personally use hot glue just because I know it would stay, and I don't think fabric glue and felt, you need to give it time to dry, and I don't feel that this would hold it as well, but that's my opinion. And you're very welcome to do you do you, but yeah, so you can do that as well. There we go. So that's that one, that's the felt one. So let's have a look at doing the cardboard one. Now this one I haven't cut out, so we're gonna have to bear with me. So pencil, I'm going to fold this so we can cut a few out at a time, I think. There we go. Oh no, ooh, not the fabric scissors, not the fabric scissors. This can be done with scrap paper, it can be done with scrap fabrics. I tend to use, I'll try and look in my scraps before I buy new, to be honest. Or I'll go around the charity shops, or if it's fabric, or I'll go to, like, you know, the scrap stores. Not sure if you have one near you. These are what we have in the UK. Not sure if they have them in America or anywhere else. And me and Amazon are very good friends. So, right, 1, 2. Can't get another one on there. Let's get that. Actually, our lid. Where's our lid gone? There it is. Not big enough. Yep. So again, you want 5 of these. So I'm going to do it this way. Should have done it that way in the first place, shouldn't I? I'm going to end up with 6 now, but hey, that doesn't matter because I need to make some for the class. So what happens is I'll take these in again, like I said. I will get these ready. I'm going to cut 4 of each out for the children, and then what I'm going to do is encourage them to draw and cut out the 5th one. We only have an hour, so I have to be very aware of that. Is that 5? No, that's 4. I'm very aware of that. So as much as I would like to get them to really work at making them, but enjoy it, because I love watching it when they go to me, I can't do it, I can't do it. And then at the end, with encouragement and support, lots of support, they can show me what they've made. And we have a saying, mine is mine, Kelly's is Kelly's, yours is yours. And if they looked the same, that would be really boring. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so again, we're going to fold them. These ones will hold better, to be honest with you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, where's my glue gone? I dropped my glue. 2 seconds. Oh, there we go. Found it. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to glue the whole of the back. That'll go down. So that way. Doesn't really matter what way. It's just when we put them down. Now, because it is cardboard, we're just going to put a little bit of glue on this bit, just on the edge, so that it doesn't all flap around. Now, the principle is the same of laying these down. So that's the closed bit. So we put the open bit with the closed bit. So again, we glue the whole of the back. That's a closed bit, that's an open bit. We put them two together. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue just on the inside to give it a bit of shape. Okay, let's put it all down for a minute. Push, 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 push. Right, again. So we want the open bit. I'm getting myself confused. So we want, I glued them on bit, didn't I? So we're just going to fold it the other way. There we go. So we're going to put the open bit with the closed bit. Down it goes. A little bit of glue on that bit. Just a little bit along the edge. Press down. And the last one. Right, let's make sure this is folded right this time. So, yeah, closed bit, open bit. We're going to go like that, and that's going to fit in there. Oh, if I don't put it on the floor. There we go. Make sure we're doing it right. Glue on the back, pop it in. A little bit of glue. Now let's just press it down for a minute, let it dry. Okay. Right, we are going to get a pen. We're going to draw our centre. There we go. And we're going to puff it up. You should leave it to dry a little bit longer, but it's all right, it's working. Puff it up, puff it up, and you have a paper poppy. There we go. Now this one, I most probably would, or will, take in some pipe cleaners. Got a little bit of double-sided tape on the back. I've just pinched that one off this one, so I'd already taken the bit off. Pop it in the middle, press it down, and you now have a poppy. Right. You'll get to see all of the creations this week, so keep a look out on my page, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.